Stadium tickets at Ticketmaster still available, starting only $30. I think the most expensive ticket is $70. Gates open at 11. First show at noon. It's going to be unbelievable. And in studio, very pleased to have the host of such programs as Explore Music and the ongoing history of new music right here on Power 97, Mr. Alan Cross. And Alan, people may or may not know this, but you have Manitoba roots. Stonewall is where things started for you?
First 23 years of my life, that's where I lived.
And your mom still lives here?
Mom and dad still live here. In fact, I got to meet them at Cosmos on Robin Boulevard in about 45 minutes.
Look at that. And then, like, where did it take you from Stonewall? Where did were you in Brandon for a while?
No, I went from Stonewall. I actually, you know what? I was at the University of Winnipeg. My first radio job was at the University of Winnipeg at it was CKUW. Mm-hmm. At the time, it broadcast to a hallway and a cafeteria. That was it. And my shift was 1 hour a week, which was Friday mornings from 8:30 to 9:30, which meant that on a good day I had 9 people listening.
So all you young jocks who go to radio school right now listening, you want to be in radio, you hear a story like that, it can happen.
And then I worked at an elevator music radio station, which no longer exists. It was out in Selkirk. From Selkirk I went to Kenora. I was in Kenora for a while, and I went to Brandon. Brandon I came to Winnipeg for a couple of years. To work at a radio station that no longer exists. And then from there I went to Toronto, and I've been there for 23 years.
How are things in Toronto?
There's a garbage strike.
Yeah.
And there's a garbage strike, and it's the beginning of Gay Pride Week.
Okay, that's what's new in Toronto.
So there's 1 million people coming in for that, and there's no one taking away the garbage.
Well, garbage strike every summer, isn't there?
No, this is the first one in about 4 or 5 years.
All right, okay. Rock on the Range tomorrow. You were just telling us off air a great story about the headliner, Billy Talent. I mentioned Ben, the front man for Billy Talent. Great guy. And then you jumped into a story.
Love little Ben. What people don't know is that Ben used to be a part-time radio person. He used to work for me, manning the desk at the studio that we had on the street in Toronto. Mm-hmm. And Ben would be the one that gave the concert tickets to the people who came in who won them, or give them free CDs, or give them little tours of the studio. And when the crackheads came off the street with the sharp sticks looking to assassinate the person that was beaming the voices into their head, Ben would throw his body across across the room to make sure that guy with the pointed stick didn't come after me. And then I would say, Ben, thank you for rescuing me. Can you go next door to Starbucks and get me a coffee? And then one day, and he was making, I think we paid him $10 an hour. And one day...
That's a good radio salary.
Little Ben wasn't there. So, where's Ben? Oh, he's got a band. He's decided that he wants to pursue a career in music. And I remember my response. It was, oh, how cute.
and here he is all these years later. And I tell you that from what I've heard from the new album, great stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing them tomorrow.
Yeah, you know what? I saw them last week. They're absolutely terrific. This is a band that's matured incredibly. This current album is going to be out on the 14th. It's produced by Brendan O'Brien, Pearl Jam's favorite producer. I've heard more than just a couple of songs from the record, and I can tell you that it's a much more muscular Billy Talent, much more mature Billy Talent. Ian D'Sa is going to go down in history as one of Canada's great guitarists and producers. This guy is brilliant, and you got to see Billy Talent tomorrow. You just gotta.
The Outdoor Festival. I imagine you're at a lot of them. There's something about them, isn't there? I mean, you're mentioning you're going to be backstage interviewing a few of the bands, and there might be some rain tomorrow, but I don't know. I really love these types of festivals, and there is a certain culture with them.
Now, there's something about a large number of music fans gathering in a semi-confined space in the summertime, outdoors. It's a community organically and spontaneously forms, and there are small or self-organized micro communities within the larger community, the confines of the venue. And the vibe depends on the bands, the vibe depends on the weather, the vibe depends on who has the great performance early, who has the surprising or disappointing performance. I mean, it's an interesting ecosystem that cannot be duplicated and cannot be predicted. It's really cool.
And I think that's why I'm looking forward to the people that are there, always happy for whatever reason, and that'd be great music.
Why wouldn't you be? I mean, especially in Winnipeg. Here's the summers here are short. They're gorgeous, but they're short, and we make the most of them.
want to ask you a question a little bit off topic, but I got you in here. I know you're a music historian, a big fan of music. What is it, Alan Cross, that is so important about music, in your estimation?
Music is something that everyone can enjoy on some level or another. What makes it special is that no one likes the same music as the person next to them. It's all, complicated neurochemistry. It has to do with the secretion of dopamine in the various centers of your brain. But nobody's brain is like anyone else's. Therefore, no one perceives music like anyone else. Everybody perceives music as an individual. There is no accounting for taste, and I mean that in the most celebratory way possible. It's just magical. And everybody, once you get hooked on music, and you have an experience where you get goosebumps, and that hair stands up on the back of your neck, and you get that rush of, oh my God, this is great, give me more. You start a lifelong process of trying to replicate that feeling over and over again. Again, if you want to go break it down to neurochemistry, it is no different than your body saying, wow, that hit of cocaine made me feel good, or that orgasm made me feel real good. Music has the same sort of neurochemical response in your brain, and it creates the same addictions.
Hey, I was just you took the words right out of my mouth. That's why it's addictive. Tomorrow, lots of bands. We don't want to take anything away from any of the bands because they're all unbelievable, but is there one or two bands that you're really, really pumped to see?
Talked about Rancid.
Yep.
I've seen Rise Against a number of times. Boy, that's a good group.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, and they're much better. See, hardcore punk band, very uncompromising, anti-capitalist, very, very intense. Hell of a musicians.
Yeah.
Oh God, they're good.
See, I've
players.
never seen them. I'm excited right now.
Very good players. And I really want to see Rancid. I mean, I like that style of old school punk rock, and I'm glad they're back together. They got a new drummer, but Lars is there, and Tim is there, so it's gonna go. I'm so excited. I got the goosebumps.
The hair on the back of your neck standing up, just talking about it. You gonna be twittering from it? I know you are.
Got the iPhone right here.
Wicked. Alan Cross right there. Thank you so much.
You.
It is so great to talk to you. I could sit here and dork out and chat with you all afternoon, but you got things to do. So we'll see you tomorrow at the big festival.
Yeah, we'll talk to you then.
Yeah, we'll play some Rise Against. Alan was just talking about it. Let's do it. They'll be on the stage tomorrow. Tickets at Ticketmaster. Here's Re-Education, Winnipeg's best rock. Power 97. That was awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, I hope so. Yes. Now I have to go meet my parents. Mama's going to have either a Caesar salad or some French onion soup. My dad is going to try and impress everybody by having escargot, which is going to give him terrible indigestion. And then I'm going to sit there and probably have something resembling a souvlaki that is going to be dry and overcooked. But I'm going to smile because I don't get out here very often to see Mom and Dad. The things we do for our parents, huh?
Alan, I'm Casey.
Hi, Casey. How are you?